Hamilton from Audible Elegance of Cincinnati, Ohio. We're located out on Montgomery Road, right up the street from the Montgomery Inn, across from Montgomery Cyclery. We do work on Instagram, X, and we have a Facebook page which we post some things, and I do a blog. And really asking you to subscribe because I not only get great questions from people who do respond to the videos, but it also encourages me to do even more and more. I thought I'd start out today covering one of those messages from a customer who has recently purchased a salamander stand with closed doors, and he's got very expensive equipment in it. And oh yes, probably in the scene you'll see one of my cats. You want to be filmed? Okay. And his concern was about overheating his equipment in this cabinet. And I did an article on cooking your equipment and shortening their lives. And so I had to respond to his really good observations and questions. And I'm going to read you my response. I do apologize for that. But I think it was well drafted and well considered. Hey, sweetheart. Ah, yes, salamander stands. Ventilation is essential. When it comes to fans, it is essential that several factors are considered. One, the amount of air they actually move. This is measured in CFMs. Now, he was talking about getting fans, or he bought some. However, the measurement's based upon a sealed path, and that's really important. If air can get around the fan, well, that reduces its effectiveness. That's why there are gaskets. Then there is the question of airflow, and this is one where a lot of people make a mistake. Air must flow around and across the item to be cooled. Vents at the back of a stand with fans at the back of the stand may move some of the heat, but that's more cabinet heat than cooling the targeted unit. Heat sinks need airflow. Think of how air flows in your car if you lower the windows by an inch or two. If you just have your driver's window down, hi sweetie, well, there's some random cooling, but not much. Then lowering the rear driver's side passenger window in addition, well, there's a little more airflow. If you raise the driver's side rear passenger window and open the rear passenger window on the right side, the difference is quite significant. And that's what we're talking about is cross ventilation, not just front to rear or side to side. Of course, the quality of the fans and their longevity is essential with the investment you have in your amplifier. And he had an $8,000 amplifier in this cabinet now. Seems to me that $35 for 3 fans could be questionable. Higher quality fans are usually of a bearing design, which is why they cost more. And in his case, he has bearing designs, but again, we're talking about a fairly inexpensive fan. And I do worry about that. It's kind of like what I encounter with really inexpensive turntables. They kind of work for a while. But I came up with something really important. And this is for everyone. One trick you may add to your question or observing how much heat is going on is the addition of a temperature sensor. Now, we're not talking about going out and buying thermal sensors and all this stuff and spending a lot of money. The way to do it is to get an indoor-outdoor thermometer that has a remote sensor. You would normally place the remote sensor outside so you know what the winter weather's like. But use that remote sensor in the cabinet itself. Then all you need to do is to look at the main gauge to see what's going on as far as the heat in that cabinet. It's also helpful to know what's happening with the airflow, particularly whether the fans are working or not or whether they're effective. And this takes me on to another subject, which is one of the products we represent, which is Belcanto. And Belcanto is a Class D design. In other words, it doesn't generate a lot of heat like the traditional AB amplifiers or even more so out of the Class A amplifiers, which really need a ventilation. And this gives us a lot more flexibility if we're running into people who have to have things in cabinets for any number of reasons. It could be aesthetics, it can also be small children, and you value your small child far more than you value the equipment, I should hope. So that's my little handy tip in response to a really nice comment and question from one of the viewers. Thank you again.